Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make So this is what our Moin looks like. The softness is something else. It is so soft. It practically melts in your mouth. Okay, let's take a closer look at this one. I found out that most Moin I've been making tends to be too dense for my liking. It's going to thicken a bit more when it cools down. It tends to be too dense for my liking. Or you could reduce the quantity of water you add if you don't want it to be this soft. But with this, I could easily have it with my college of Bulgari, keto pap, keto custard, keto water base. There's so many options. Or maybe if you have it with vegetable salad, that is another good option. Vegetable salad. So in a nutshell, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious tasting, beautiful looking Moin. But before we go to the kitchen, let me just take this one last bite. The recipe for this, I call it my epic fish Moin. Since I've been making the Moin in this keto way of life, I have always been finding out that the Moin tends to be dense. So I decided to try something new, and this is what I came up with. I'm going to use onions. I found out that onions actually gives it more of the Moin taste. Even in beans, it's onions that gives it that aroma when it's cooking. I'm going to use, of course, fish. If you're using fresh fish, just put it in water and boil. You don't need to add anything. Just put your fish in water and boil. And I already have this boiled fish in the fridge, so I need to use it up somehow. So I'm going to add maybe half of that to this mixture. I'm using corned beef. Corned beef is not keto. It's my choice, my food, my choice. I want to use it in this my Moin because I like the taste. I like the face. So I'm going to add corned beef. I'm using about 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, a heap spoonful of baking powder, seasoning of your choice. I'm using my steak seasoning, adobo seasoning, ginger, salt, and this is also optional, mayonnaise. I'm going to use mayonnaise. I'm using my pepper. If you don't want too much pepper, you can use, for color, you can add this, and maybe palm oil. And then I'm using my chicken fat, and of course salt. Salt to taste. We start by combining. You have to, when you boil your fish, when you boil your fish, you have to allow it to cool down before you use it. So I start by my egg, my onions, if there is need for water, I'm still going to use this water from the fish, but for now I'm not going to add it. I'm just going to use only the fish. Oh well, I could have added everything. them. And some of this one, but you have to debone it. But I don't because my blender can carry the weight. I'm gonna use half of that. Okay, should be enough. You find out that I don't have crayfish, but if you want to use crayfish, it is your choice. Because this is more of fish, if I'm making things like maybe cabbage moi moi, cauliflower moi moi, any other kind of moi moi, I might use crayfish. But since this is already fish, you know, there's no need. And then my oil. For this quantity, I might add 3 tablespoons of oil. Looks to be much, but then I will just blend first. If it's not moving, you add water, just enough water to make the blades move. Not too much, but just enough to make the blades move. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna start adding in the other ingredients. 1 teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of steak seasoning, salt to taste, my pepper, but if you're using fresh pepper, you want to blend it with the fish. Let me use 2 tablespoons. Some double shucks, psyllium husk, baking powder, and mayonnaise. You can make your homemade mayonnaise, but I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I don't eat it all the time, so it's just gonna stay in my fridge and go bad. But homemade is still the best any day, anytime. And then I'm gonna add my corned beef. You can add boiled egg if you want, or you can have it plain. You don't need to add fish because the taste already tastes like moi moi that you added a fish to. That is just what it tastes like. So you allow it to stand. After a while, it's going to thicken a bit more. I'm using these plates. You can use any mold you want. Oil your plates depending on what you're using. I'm using olive oil spray. Since I can't get the moi moi leaf here, I already have my pot of hot water boiling. I'm going to use foil to cover the plates, to cover my plates. This doesn't take long to cook because the fish is already cooked. Cover, and then we're going to cook for about maybe 40 minutes. So our moi moi is ready. So we're going to taste and see the moi moi. Wow, this is more than a portion. So this is what it looks like. You have to allow it to cool down before you bring it out, or except you want to eat directly from the plate. We're normally allowed to cool down like this one. When it cools down, it's going to go down, shrink down a bit. So I'm going to shake this one out.